Greetings, my fellow Ammonites. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, episode 62, Ptah's Hammer. So it has been 2 weeks since the last stream because of the July miniseries marathon of Crimson Empress. So I have a little bit of recap to do. Last stream, we have heavily been focusing on improving the laboratory. So we expanded our research benches. These little robots don't research quickly, but they are persistent. They basically just eat and research. So that's neat and useful. We had set up the Biosculptor pod for Marvelous Mike to heal his wounds, and I actually did some testing off stream. So we do not need the Mike zone. He will, once he's finished with this cycle in 20 days, pop out unconscious, giving us the opportunity to grab Mike and bring him to the recovery bay so that he doesn't see anything. I currently have a quest going on to host these prisoners for 15 more days. They're all paralyzed, which is good. They might miraculously, or one or two of them might miraculously get unparalyzed, which is then annoying because they get a lot fussier. And then we do have a quest for some refugees that I am thinking about accepting, but I will need to retool our base here to accommodate 7, because right now I only have maybe 4 spare beds. And we have the last information about Ptah's Hammer. We have 4 out of 5 of the relic info found, and the last one is going to be in a structure for us to hack. So that is something to be done as well. If you look up top, researching Android tech is what we're currently working on, and I will be polling about that. So right now it's the charging station. But I will offer up some additional choices once that technology is done. And then there's one last big change, which is Sarg, a friend of mine who did alpha memes, updated the Egyptian Kemetic alpha memes. So now we have some really interesting things to potentially build. So there is a Great Pyramid, and yeah, it's great, all right. It is a massive, massive pyramid requiring an incredible amount of work and resources that we could work towards. And then there's also sphinxes, which are smaller, but no less a massive undertaking. About half of the cost and work. So we can vote on that as goals as well, and I'll be putting it to you shortly. And there's also some other sort of updates to the kinetic beam. Like one, for instance, is all of the weapons that our guys hold, these uranium clubs, they now have new styles. So I can change the style from this Zug club, the default that we had previously, to the newly... Oh, Porlino, get out of the way. To the newly updated kinetic uranium club. And I can slowly roll out that new style to everybody. So that about wraps up the recap. And I think instead of voting for the refugees, I'm just going to accept them. So that is the right thing to do. So these refugees, at least 4 of them. What? So there's 7 of them? You know what I might do? Is not for guests. Uninstall, uninstall, uninstall. I will set them up in this... No, never mind. That's more effort than it's worth. So 4 of them will stay there. And then 4 of them will stay here. That's what I'll do. I have some extra wood. Oh, you know, I don't like using wood like that. So I need 3 extra steel beds. And then we did decide that everybody gets an end table and dresser. There we go. So now it's a little tiki face or something. Steph, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hype train as well. All right. So we're good to pick up. As soon as those beds are done, and that's probably going to be a macho or a sea bass goal to do, I will accept those refugees. I've been actually doing a pretty poor job of making sure that we accept charity quests, so I really do intend to do this one correctly. Another thing that was pointed out to me by Scorpioza and by LB Mayan is I don't have ambrosia as a scheduled drug. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep everyone on an ambrosia scheduled drug here so that every 2 days they can take one. Actually, every 1 day, if their mood is below, let's say, 80, they are due for some ambrosia. Because I just get so much ambrosia in this series. Like, I don't know, there's 140 ambrosia just laying on the ground out here. And that's probably not even all the ambrosia that there is out here. That I definitely can schedule it, and it's no issue at all. All right. Sounds good. We're about to get the Anima Tree progress up to 20, which will offer up some additional sidecasting. So Maxu is the only one viable, and he'll be going from 4 to 5, and I'll run a prediction when he gets there. Ooh, hydrate. Don't mind if I do. And Shallow Gene Pool, thanks for gifting out a sub. So some things that we might want to consider, and these are perspective goals. One big one, and I know you might not be familiar with the Android mod. Tier 3 androids you can build blank, which means it's a blank slate that you're able to upload a consciousness to. So that means that we could upgrade our Tier 1 androids, Elizabeth, Lady Shell, and JFed, from Tier 1 to Tier 3, making them a lot more capable, provided that we also research SkyMind. But there is a caveat. Tier 1 androids are very, very easy to upgrade, to add skills to and passions to, if you have servers running to grind out the points, or whatever you want to call it, to be able to improve your androids. So it might be wise, if we want highly capable androids, to start to research these servers. There's a possibility of making these androids really good medical, which would allow them to then operate on Amun-Ra, giving him bionic and architect parts, because nobody else in the colony would be able to. All the other humans can't see architect parts, but as long as it's installed on Amun-Ra, it's allowable. So that is one possibility for development. Another possible goal is to roll out additional biosculptors. There is something to be said for, it might not be safe to have a high percentage of our colony biosculpting, because that could leave us a little undefended, but that's always an idea. Or, of course, as I mentioned earlier on, we could undertake a Great Pyramid or Sphinx project. So those are also ideas to keep in mind. And then, of course, I take viewer-submitted ideas as well. So if you happen to have a viewer-submitted idea that you think fits well, happy to do it. Quite happy to do it. Mike has about 20 more days in the pod, so he is going to be in there quite some time. Magenta Fairy, thank you for the resub. And good use of that emote. Alright. Looking at what we were building down here. Still working on it. He's still working on it. We are drawing from the spike trap rearming pool, which isn't great. But there we go. This is already set for refugees. So let's go ahead and accept those refugees and hope that they aren't refugees that have terrible ideologies, meaning that they aren't going to have like mental breakdowns, etc. And I'll be raffling these guys off. So for you early birds, you subscribing early birds, good luck in the raffle. So let's take a look at their oh, wait, are you? Why does it say use battery? What? This is so confusing. What? Oh. Okay, sorry, I'm at a loss for words. For some reason or another, like, some of these refugees are, like, robotic, but not robotic. They're obviously organic. You know, they have organic backgrounds. But then they also have a used battery. And that really confuses me. They're Cylons or something? Replicants? I don't know what they are. Yeah, maybe it's Stargate Atlantis replicants or something. So taking a look at their ideology here. Nature, primacy, and republic. So that's going to be annoying with nature primacy. It means no mining and no tree cutting, which is exactly the problems that we had with past refugees, because they are very, very fussy and very, very annoying. I'm going to set them up on the forbidden area here, so that they're not allowed to go into the lab. I do hope that they eat normal food, but right now they have a battery level, and that kind of concerns me a little bit, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. It's one of the reasons why I try to avoid using mods that I don't think are necessary. So, research Android tech and get Ptah's hammer. Question to all of you guys is, should I focus on Ptah's hammer? Or should I undertake another goal? Now, I do think that our populace is going to be relatively encumbered by the refugees that we have. Meaning that, like, we're going to be pretty busy. You know, we're not going to have the luxury of being able to run a whole lot of other errands. But, with that said, it doesn't necessarily mean we can't go and grab Ptah's hammer. If y'all think that's the right thing to do. I don't know why I'm setting these one by one. I should just copy and paste it. So, what I'm trying to do here is give the ones with passions, I'll put to work. So we do have some cook here. Actually, I'm not going to employ any cooks under skill 9. At level 9, you mitigate all of the food poisoning chance that you can try to mitigate. So, yeah. Okay, that looks good. I really hope these guys are good. Mood drugs are fine. You are going to be on no drugs. Drugs are fine. Meals are good. I'm going to move the robots to the end so that they're physically separated out. Makes it easier to manage them quickly. Hey, Punisher and Bash Puppet, thank you for the resubs, and welcome to the stream. Oh, another thing that I could probably start to do is to stylize the weapons that we have. No, don't change Sabin. Change the weapon. You know, if Sarg went to the effort of designing custom weapons for us, might as well use them. Well, another thing that I've been meaning to do is... Yeah, okay, Shock Lance. We've been trying to add farmers to our colony, and it's been a struggle and a half because almost all the raiders that show up do not have farming skill. But Amun-Ra will sport a Shock Lance, so if there is a farmer, I can very quickly shock them down, hope that they don't get a brain injury as a result of the Shock Lance, and then possibly add them. Oh, my guests are all about them drugs. Good, good, good. The comedic theme is great. Yeah, I really like it. And how it's been expanded upon. There's actually new comedic walls that I edited out of the comedic theme because they looked a bit too clean. No offense to Sarg or anything. So we are mostly comedic themed, but not all. There's some parts that aren't. Okay. Ptah's hammer looks to be a yes. And the giveaway for the refugees. So left to right, we have... Oh man, I don't even know how to say your name. Trianet? I hope. And then Cillian? It's entirely possible that these refugees end up actually joining us. And if they do, you get to keep them permanently. This is like a permanent role. Scorpio, you already exist in elephant form, if I recall. I am going to give you this. I'll let you choose, and you can just message me, tag me, and you can choose whether you keep the elephant that's guaranteed to stick around or the guest that might betray us or leave. Magenta Fairy, this one's yours. And you like to go by Fairy. Teddy Sheckler. Bruce. Nice. Oh, too bad that, too bad you didn't get the Teddy Sheckler one, who's actually an artist. And last but not least, Galley the Gang. Nice. Staggeringly ugly, too smart cannibal. Hope it fits you. So Scorpio's is a bonded animal, yeah. Or is no, not a bonded animal. Who's bonded? Let me check. Tech Wolf is bonded to Firefly. Fairy. Oh, Fairy, you also have another elephant as well. And Kargan. So Fairy and so Scorpio wants to keep the elephant. So Zeniko, you're going to be becoming the new Scorpio. Zeniko. And then Fairy. Where are you? Well, I could always go to the animal tab. That's probably a lot easier. Yeah, you are bonded to Amon-Ra. Keep the elephant too? Wow. The elephant's now... Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, there we go. I'm really good at this. McSqueakums. Perfect. So you guys said that I should retain the goal of getting Ptah's hammer. And let me go ahead and accept the excavation. And the ancient complex is really not that far away. Awesome. I don't have to go spelunking for it half across the map. Right, dude? Yoda's excited about Ptah's hammer. Ooh, Amon-Ra caught you in a private moment. If I want to give the artist an art character, that's fine. I'll have you swap. Sure. There. Now Bruce is an artist. Slowpoke, sickly, and kind. And they have to stay here for 8 days. So I have prisoners for 15, and I have the refugees for 8. So we're going to have a lot of mouths to feed. I mean, our population is 20 strong. 21 if you include Marvelous Mike, who's currently out of commission. We also have this forced weather. Lasted 14 days, and it will be done in 2 days, which is nice. Very nice. Tomorrow morning, I will take Amon-Ra and a contingency out to go get the Ptah's hammer. Question for all of you. What should I research next? So we have Android servers. T3 androids. Or the antenna. We have also got vanilla expanded art. I'll just include that as an umbrella there. Alternatively, we could go with Noble Apparel. Solar, biofuel. Oops, spelled that wrong. Solar, biofuel. What else is in here that could be helpful? Sterile materials. And maybe one more. Jump packs. And shields. 2 more. I lied. Okay, there is a jumbo giant list there. I'm going to queue up recon armor, which was not one of the options. No, I'll queue up Android servers because it's currently leading. But of course, you're welcome to pivot and change. Vote for whatever you want. And we just unlocked Android charging station, which allows androids to charge rather than eat, which is going to be very helpful, I think. So Elizabeth, would you do the honors to drag the materials to it? And Amon-Ra will construct it tomorrow morning. I'm also going to change this bench here. The shelf. Oh, McSqueakums already has a character. True. Squeakums. I will roll another one. The Punisher. Just resubbed, and now you have another character. Or a character. Not sure how comfortable I am with a guest named Punisher. But we'll allow it. Making sure to keep these beds linked, because I think they unlinked when I turn them from guest to normal. Punny is enough? Alright, you got it. That is one full barn. How do I have this much jade? Do you guys remember me having this much jade? I don't recall having this much jade. I don't know where it came from. But I'll accept it. Also looks like our stone amount is getting to be pretty good. I'm trying to save up for mega projects if you all ultimately decide on mega projects. It's 4 in the morning, so I'm not going to leave. Wow, almost everybody's awake. Actually, now scratch that. Let's go. So Amon-Ra, you're going to do the hacking. I will have Macho and Guero. I'm just going to go with 3, I think. So we'll take Devin, Little, and Morty, and Dibedo. I'll grab Gibble, Femigan, and some Herbal. I'm not going to bother with bedrolls. We'll just go without. I will grab some Ambrosia, though. And tea. Okay, we're good to go. Send. All right. Running for Ptah's hammer. And then, of course, it's going to reveal the location of the actual hammer itself. And we'll have to... Oh, right. Amon-Ra. Let's quickly make the charging station. And then Lady Shell, Elizabeth, and JFed will use battery instead of a biomass generator. And that way we are not having them eat food anymore. Done. Except for JFed didn't get the memo and is still eating. Vote timer is almost out. So if you haven't voted yet, it does look like Android servers is going to stick around though. So one of the things about Android servers is they are very power hungry and they do require a freezing environment. Now we already have a freezing environment. Marvelous Mike and the robots are in a negative 29 Celsius room. So that's going to keep the servers nice and cold so they don't overheat and they operate correctly. And here's Elizabeth using the charging station instead of eating, so we know it's working. Glorious. All right, Caravan. Why aren't you leaving yet? So Android servers it is. Copy that. Roping and going. Perfect. The other thing I wanted to do is to have the ambrosia that I do have before it spoils to be hauled to the refrigerator. I'm not going to really call it a freezer because it isn't. But get it refrigerated so that it keeps. And we are on our way to the last piece of information of Ptah's hammer. So one thing I'm going to ask you is what project to take on next now that we're going to get Ptah's hammer. And I'll type it up in just a second while I'm going through this ancient complex. So we have expand the power grid, make more biosculptors, work on a monument, all right, Macho, open up. Well, it's not what we... Oh, no, there is a panel there. Hack, and open. For viewer submitted ideas. It's a short list, but I'm sure you'll find something in that list. So the pods is of cat meat. Oh, good. We really, really, really want a cat. I looked everywhere, high and low, to try to find a cat, and the game is like, oh, I'll give you cat meat. That is not what I was looking for, game. I wanted a cat. Okay, so a joy wire is something that we're just going to have to allow Macho to see, you know, being that this is an ancient complex, can't be helped. Oh, good. We definitely are going to have some ancient soldiers to deal with. But at least I was able to... Oh, and chem fuel. At least I was able to turn off the fuel nodes before they went pop. If you have a high enough skill constructor, sometimes they can beat the... beat the timer. I was kind of hoping to get... How much cloth do we have at home? 900. It's kind of hoping to get some of these floors, but if we are having giant fires here, maybe not. Okay, I'm slightly uncomfortable. Maybe Macho, you will go try to beat back the fire while Guerrero guards Amun-Ra. This facility is largely steel, so it can't really hold up to a fire. Macho's trying. It's not working all that well. Now let's go for that fuel node before that explodes too. Nice. And let's get the terminal. So now we have 2/3. Amun-Ra is going to go pick up the things that probably shouldn't be seen by others. Ah, chinchilla! So you fight. You know, if you want to fight me, that's fine. I will fight you back. There, now they're just beating on each other. Not exactly my problem. Splat. Ooh, I'm in Rhadamant play. Oh, nope. They don't. Okay. Yeah, that works. Chinchilla, I'll look at you with your plant skill. And your lack of an eye and an arm. Alright, well, I guess that's a no from conscripting him then. Guerrero, let's get away from the guns. Again, something that can't really be helped. One of the rules that we have here is things that are commonplace are sort of okay for people to see, albeit shortly and temporarily. Oh, you even had go juice. Well, it's mine now. And there's silver over here. I'm not going to bother with cat meat. It's probably going to spoil before I get it in the freezer. I'm just going to use some water skip to try to beat back the fire so it doesn't overtake Macho's room while he finishes his... There we go. Relic found. And I can reform the caravan and head home. Sorry, Chinchilla, I'm going to leave you there. I'll try for the cat meat, but I don't have high hopes. Slit chunks are the lightest, so I'll bring the slate. Okay. Expanding the power grid looks to be the popular option. So then there's the question of, like, actually how to physically do it. I do have wood-fire generators and chem fuel power generators. I don't have biofuel refining, so I wouldn't be able to do chem fuel power generators other than, like, the 22 fuel that I have here, plus the 27 that I'm bringing back. Then there are geothermal generators that I can hypothetically put out here where there are geysers, or to research new tech, to research solar panels or biofuel refining or something. So I'm going to put that to you now. How to add power. Wind, wood burning, chem fuel requires research. Watermill requires research. Solar requires research. Or geothermal. How do we add power? Keep in mind that however we add power to our base, it has to be, the method has to be hidden from the general populace, because none of it would be allowed for them to see. All right. Good. The ambrosia is now frozen, so it won't spoil. I don't know if it's had much of an effect. Let's take a look at our... Yeah, it's definitely had an effect. So, like, Sabin has ambrosia tolerance. Thomas, Temtacos hasn't needed it. Seabass has used it. Everybody's using it. Perfect. Getting the general population high and happy. Where's the Vanometric when you need one? No kidding. So we are using bedrolls and we'll be home in just a minute. And then I'm going to head out for the actual relic of Ptah's hammer. I'm just trying to figure out who should go. Probably the same crew. In fact, I'm going to go straight to the relic site. I'm not going to stop. So let's get rid of the slate chunks. I could probably do without. I don't think that there's really any chunks left on this map tile, if I recall. So any slate that we get is going to be out of a quarry from here on out. Yeah, we are chunkless. So either I mine mountains or mine in the quarry, and that's going to be the only way to get additional slate. Okay. Oh, a trade opportunity. Here, have my cat meat. It's going to spoil anyway, so it's your problem, not mine. Have my joy wire, too, and my go juice. Let's just hide the things that nobody should see. Perfect. Yeah, we're good. There are no mech hives, yeah. So what's going to be weird about going to the relic site is there will be pikemen, likely, but they're not going to be pikemen that can fight, because they don't have AI. It's kind of a weird ramification of turning off the AI, but still having quests that spawn mechs. Just one of them things. Alright, so these toilets are for slaves only. I don't know why I didn't turn it off earlier, but yeah. Not slaves, should be prisoners, right? Well, these guys actually never get out of bed, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to open it up to everybody. Because they're all paralytic paralyzed. And the tree is ready to be linked for Maxu, but I think the thing is we don't have as many participants as we normally would have, so I might wait for Amon-Ra, Macho, and Guerrero to get home, because that helps to preserve grass between linkings when you have enough people. Lonnie, thank you for the resub. Alright, it's a pretty close poll. We got Geothermal in the lead, but only barely leading over Chem Fuel. And here we go. We have arrived. So, if I am not mistaken, these guys, like, won't wake up to hurt me. I think that's how this works, as odd as that might sound. But I will bring everybody in just in case. Come on, Guerrero. I know you're in armor, but let's go. Yep. Yeah, so because there are no mech hive, their AI is broken, as you may have noticed, and they're not fighting me. Reform caravan, heading home. It's the... Oh, Geothermal wins by a few votes. So, it's actually the faction relationship which causes hostilities between the mech hive and the player. So if the faction doesn't exist, the members of that faction have no... They don't care. Can we skip home? We are able to skip home, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to because we might end up skipping into the lab, and that would get Macho and Guerrero killed. So skips, we only really use in emergency. And there is a way to skip safely, which is to caravan someone just outside of Thebes and have them skip to the caravan. And therefore, we can't skip onto a robot instead. If we were to attack the mechs, would they fight back? I'm not even sure they would. I think you would just... They're like passive, made passive. Maybe they would actually headbutt you back, but I don't think they'd ever shoot. So that Ptah's hammer is done. It does mean I am going... Oh, I already have the reliquary. I guess I thought of that ahead of time. Perfect. So the current goal here, we are researching Android servers and expanding power grid. So the issue with expanding power grid is how protected it needs to be. And you guys voted geothermal, so I think I'm going to try to hit this steam geyser. This will be my the power grid expansion, because I can lead the power through this wall here relatively easily. So what I need to do is I need to probably mine out this uranium ore, because once I have power cables running around it, I will never be able to exploit that resource in the future. What happened to the other guys within my base? Oh, it's tapped. That's what's been keeping the lights on. And then there's also this power grid, or this steam geyser. You know what? How about you guys vote on which geyser to grab? Because I'm a little indecisive, and I have this nice planning tool. So we have blue. We got green. Red. Those are kind of the obvious ones. Yellow. There was one way up to the northeast. I'll include that. Pink. Is that all of them? I think. Okay, yeah. What geothermal to tap first? Blue, green, red, yellow, or pink. And I'll just review again. So blue is to the east, kind of close to the lab. We've also got pink to the northeast. We got green just to the north, and red to the west. And then yellow all the way down here. And I don't think that there's any that I missed. Depending on how many servers we have running and all the other Android services that we set up, we might need more than one. So this poll might come back in the future so that I can ask, okay, we need more power. One geothermal wasn't enough. Where to go next? So you should look for that. Looks like green is the clear winner. So if I wanted to tap green, I think what I would do is mine out a section here and have the cable come out and over. And here, Amon-Ra is home with Ptah's hammer. Now I'm just checking the rest of them to make sure that they don't have forbidden tech on their person. Or on the animals. And I think I sold it all, other than Ptah's hammer. Because everything else, well, chem fuel. So we'll have Amon-Ra put the chem fuel away. How do we hide cables, if at all? So the way I've been hiding the cables so far is to embed them in the walls too deep. So that even if we lose one wall, there's a second wall that we can fall back upon. Meaning that the likelihood that someone has a tantrum and reveals a wall is very low, because it would require quite the tantrum. It would require a lot of bashing in order to reveal. And I would definitely set up any future power grid in the same way, where we embed it very carefully, so that there's no easy accidents. It still could suffer an accident, but it would take a lot more work. Okay, I'm going to call this poll. We're going to go with green. So, let's see. I'm going to set up a geothermal generator here. Oops. Well, okay. I painted the green right. And what we want to do is build out to the edge here. The people of... let me leave a little bit of room. The people are going to be very curious as to what the heck is going on over here. They're going to be like, why is there like a large, weird pyramid thing that is unceremoniously slapped into the environment? And my answer to them is going to be, you don't need to know. So this is obviously going to go on hold until the wall infrastructure is all set up. Alright, that will give me the ability to embed my cables so that nobody can see anything that they shouldn't see. Right? And it's doubled up as much as I can. Okay. Project coming in. Your only concern is breachers? True. However, if breachers breach this, they aren't Ammonites. So, yeah, I wouldn't want breachers to see it, but, like, it's not the end of the world if they do. Because we'll put them to death anyway. Alright, Macho, you are still unloading your inventory. What about you, Amun-Ra? Have you... Okay, Amun-Ra already ditched the chem fuel. Fortunately, it's enough chem fuel that I brought back to rearm the Phoenix armor, so I can use the Phoenix armor in the fire trap. It would have me have to redesign the fire trap to be better suited for the Phoenix armor. Because I hadn't actually set up the Phoenix armor to be good for that. And here is Ptah's hammer into the pristine limestone reliquary. Nice. Livestream, that link of yours is yeah. I don't think that's a link anymore. One thing that's overdue is to get the fabrication bench up. So I'll get that. And then we'll have Maxu link. So, prediction. Will Maxu's Psycast be combat? I'll give you 2 minutes to gamble on that. Hey, Grey Hermit, thanks for the resub. And Bikes and Bows, thank you for the follow and welcome. So, anytime that Amun-Ra passes by someone that has an old style club, I'm gonna try to go through the effort of updating it, but it's probably gonna take a while to update them all. Nope, Godfather already has the updated style. Sabin does too, Macho doesn't. Maxu and Kynan don't as well, but they're sleeping. I'm going to let them sleep. We'll get there over time. Why has the style changed? Because the mod maker added it in. Sarg. You think I need some defensive measures in case the outside part gets breached? Like what? Out of curiosity. What, literally what measures could we even take? I think this is going to be easiest if I use my regular populace to mine this out. and then build the walls, and then I'll breach here. Turrets? Well, turrets is just as much of a threat to my own people as it is to the enemies. So I don't think that's a viable solution. Just a reminder as part of the rules, nobody in this colony is allowed to see advanced tech. That includes turrets. So if they even happen to see a turret, I have to put them to death. And that has already gotten someone killed. Well, not specifically turrets, but it has already gotten someone killed, so... One thing that we can do with the geothermal is put doors in here so that if the corridor gets breached, it's not going to reveal the geothermal generator. But if you think I need more defenses, propose it when the inbox for viewer suggested ideas are open, and suggest it then and there. And that way we can put it to a vote. So I've been taming these donkeys as just a easier and effective method of slaughter, sadly, for them. And we are throwing a party. It's going to be a heck of a party. Oh, speaking of which, hold on a second. I always forget to do that. Yeah, Shellbell is still in here, frozen. Maybe to be thawed someday. Maybe. But yeah, she had to be put to death as a result of her breach into the plumbing room. These things happen. I have since engineered the base to be more resistant to breaches like that. So hopefully we can avoid that happening again. Hopefully. All right, it is time for the prediction. So let's link. Maxu and 8. Amon-Ra and Macho will be spared. Oh, yeah, that was not smart. I was trying to change their styles as they were arriving, but Thomas is standing right on top of his club. Oh, I can change it anyway. And that way, once this is over, all these participants will have Egyptian-styled weapons. I think that's everybody. That's everybody's weapons have been updated now. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 31st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Ammonites.